something. Just few minutes. Now we don't have any milestone or DAC, and we changed all the milestone and DAC terms to traces and communities, and it's for all the project in the code in functions. And if you look at the pull request, you see that we changed 125 in the Giveth tab and about more than 100 in the Federated case. But it's good because when new developers comes to our code, they see just community and the traces. So it's the biggest things that I worked, and some other things that I did. It was minor issues, and I don't want to show them. It's the main issue, and I pass it to Ramin.
Hi everyone. I'm feeling great, and I think it was really a good sprint, and we could add a lot of new features to the UI that we will show you. So I will pass it to Amin.
Hello, I'm happy. We overcome lots of issues this sprint. And yeah, I guess we have finally migrated to trace and community terms, and we did test on some extent. Yeah, we are good. We're in good condition. We are. I'm so excited to release the application and get the domain trace, I don't know, or trace.us.io. This week I mainly did review pull requests, push some update to them, and also finalize the refactoring of bridge monitor. It's better. It's in a better situation than before. It has refactored extensively to handle the events in a different manner, and that it will not miss event in the future. Probably. Yeah, I don't want to make it longer, and I pass it to Moni.
Thank you, everybody. Another persons in the call. Do you have any true question? Or what do you feel, and what's your intention? Distraction. Laura and Ashley. Grief.
Yeah, my intentions for the call are just to see where everybody's at. I'm super excited about this, like all the work that you did, Mohammed. The traces and the community is super cool. Yeah, you guys are a great team. So I'm just also happy to be here to be like, wow, give it the trace, they're crushing it. And yeah, I'm not so distracted, just a little hungry. I'll pass it to Ashley.
I'm feeling pretty good today. Hi, everybody. I just want to say develop is looking so awesome. I've been doing a lot of testing and I've made a couple of issues, but everything looks so good and it's really exciting to see it all coming together. My intentions for the call are just kind of sync up and see where I can support during this week, and that's it. So I'll pass it to Griff.
Yeah, I mean, I'm feeling amazed. It just the DApp I've been, it's the beginning of the month, started using it again. It's just so much faster, so much smoother. Everything is blazing speed, and just so many improvements across the board. So many new features that are making everything more, communicative, right? Seeing the gas every time on some of these campaigns, I'm like, oh my God, look at how much money this campaign has been, it's amazing, and it's super cool. So, and all that work that Mohammed just did to do the traces, oh my God. But it's worth it. It's so cool. It's so cool. I feel like we're really just now we're just on. Once this last thing comes through, it's like now it's just a waiting game to come out of beta, right? Just get us robust and we can start going public with this thing too. Super cool. So yeah, I'll pass. I don't have any strong intentions for the call. I'll pass it to Mitch.
Hi there. Intentions for this call, find out what's happening. If you guys need help testing or anything like that, how can I be of service to the team? And yeah, that's amazing that you guys managed to finish all this like little nitty gritty of just changing one name to another. Like, wow, that's crazy. So awesome work. I'll pass it back to Monique if no one else needs to go.
Thank you. Thank you for your good and positive energy. Yeah, let's take a look at the sprint that we had. Let's first take a look at the burn down chart. Burn down chart for the 9th sprint. We just finished 86% of the predicted story points that we think we can done it, and about the 78% of all the issues and the pull requests. The good news that in this sprint we didn't have any major unplanned issues in the sprint. It has a good news and it has a bad news. The good news is it seems we're going to be stable. No, not a big and a sudden issue jumps into the sprint, and it's for the first time. But the bad news, it's we at the latest sprint, we've done much more story points than this that we had. So you see just all of the issues. For example, last sprint, I think we finished more than 120 story points. But because we don't have any other, rushing issues and unplanned issues, we're gonna be maintain our focus, and I think it's a good record for us. So if we want to make it updated on the board, the sprint 9, 2 weeks, the goal was traces and communities instead of DAC and milestone. And we have 1/3 of our efforts for unplanned issues, and I'm going to decrease it for the next sprint. And we just finished out of...
I would be careful about decreasing it. A lot of, or at least I know I make a lot of issues in the first week of the month, just so because there's a lot of Giveth action happening. So I would say that the last sprint didn't have a lot of like random things come up because there's not a lot of action in the like later half of the month for Giveth. So just like don't get too excited yet.
Okay. And please, I haven't seen any new issues that you created this because
No, because it's the 31st. So, a lot of payments start coming in from the 1st to the like 15th. Really, there's just a lot of people asking for money at that during those 2 weeks, and then there's a lot of interactions, and then issues get generated.
Okay. And let's take a look at this. So I think we just done how much story points we've done. Sorry, I forgot. Burn down report. And near 80, total out of 94. 1. And about the bugs and ops, we've just complete 9. So we should without bugs, without 78, it's going to be 69. So yeah, we did good plan. I think 100% of total planned effort and realized the done effort. I just, we have 78% done and with $9. So we're near our goal. And reload expense. Okay, so we have a good performance in this sprint, near 100% performance. So congrats to all of the team members. And let's take a look at the overview of the one. As you see, this curve doesn't have any, it's not very curvy, so it's a sign of being focused in this sprint. And we have lots of issues done in this sprint, changing the deck to the community term and just changing the milestone to trace, and also lots of good UI performance. Ramin or anyone else, can you please have a short demo on it, or should I go? Should I do it?
Yes, I can have a demo on. Let me just share my screen. Yeah. Do you have my screen?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. As Mohammed said, all the milestone and dashboards changed to traces and communities, and I'm in a trace, and when we want to donate something, we changed the submitted and confirmed models to what Marco designed. Yeah, this is the transaction submitted model, and after the transaction was successful, it will change to a check mark. And I'm waiting for the transaction to be successful.
Nice. This is great.
Uh, yeah, and this is a transaction successful. And as you see, we have highlighted the new transaction in milestone campaign and DAX. If a new transaction comes up, we have a subscription on Feathers that automatically updates the table and highlights the new transactions. It was the design that Marco designed for us. A light blue highlight we have, and also the badge, and also we have a badge about the new how many new transactions we had. And also I can show you, yeah, when we want to collect, disperse, or withdraw, we have new notification models that I'm going to show you. Yeah, this is the limit that show us the USD limit transaction when we want to collect or archive. Uh, we have a new model that Marco designed, and also we have the search bar in the campaign page. When we search something, for example, it's a animation when you are searching, and when the search is done and no result is found, this is the UI that we have.
Oh, that's so cool. That's so nice.
Yeah, thank you. And I think, yeah, and we implemented a global provider for our models that in if we want new models, any new models in our application, we can use them. For example, as I show you the newly designed models for the gas limit and others. And I think it was the major improvements that we had in this sprint. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Ramin. Yes. Amin or Mohammed, do you want something to add?
No, Monique, thanks. I have nothing to add.
I really
Uh,
appreciate your work, Mohammed, for the lots of works on backend for these traces things, also on emails, and I saw lots of you know stuff that we'll have to do in this sprint. Go ahead,
thank
Amin. Sorry.
Yeah, thank you. I don't have much to add. I just want to show you the bridge monitor. The face is not changed much. Under the hood, it's in the server it has changed, but I want to show you that. Oh man, oh it's better. Let's change the develop. I had to change the beta 2. I pushed the develop code to the beta 2, so beta is the same version on the develop, just the name and the link. Sorry, on the link section, the links are should be traces now. Yeah, it's, if you see, it has been all changed to trace here too. And if you click in one of those, you will see that it's directly there. And also let's show you the preview service is updated to support the traces. It's Monique. If you see, it's a new community link, and the preview is working for it. So we have full support of the community and trace terminology right now. Where is the high?
Nice. Even in the bridge monitor. Well done.
Yeah, thank you. Of course, we need more tests. I'm not sure whether we are ready to deploy to beta right now. But yesterday and today, we all have what we're doing was deploying and testing and fixing issues raised from that change. Yeah, I don't want to add anything else. I pass it to again to Monique to manage the meeting.
Thank you, Amin, for your great work on bridge monitor. I know is always coding about the bridge monitoring and has its work reported on our daily meetings. It takes about 2 weeks, I think. Thank you. To have a summary of our major updates, it might be interested for Lauren for content providing. We change the milestone to traces. We changes the deck to community, and we update bridge monitor, and we updated the transaction process flow, the animations of the about getting the transaction done, and also changing uh, you know the notification of the minimum amount for disperse, or even the created traces less than certain amount. So this is our updates, and our demo is finished. We're gonna have a plan for our next sprint. But before we go and talk about the uh, numbers that we can go through our dev team during the week, uh, I think that we should even talk about our major plan. Our main plan is to go out of beta at the end of June, and we have an epic about it to make it more clear about the borders of the issues that are very critical to go live, and some of the other uh, operations has to be done during this couple of sprints that we have to the end of June. And that is, for example, changing the domain redirecting, or kind of this stuff works. I want to ask all of the team members here, what do you think about the issues that are very critical for us to go live? Or should we just postpone it? Is it our goal at the end of June? But let's see that we can do it or not, and with which quality we can deliver it. But I think we can do it. I think we can do it if we forget about the complicated features and just focus on the stability, and getting the operations planned during these 2 weeks. I think we can go out of the beta at the end of June. But I'd love to hear more from you, from the group, from all the stakeholders here. What do you think?
Yeah, I absolutely think that we can do it by the end of June. The one caveat would be that we also need to make sure that how do we frame it from a comms perspective. One of the things about these announcements and like, okay, we're gone live, right? Actually, so the dev team gets it ready, and then there's a delay for the comms team. It's not like they, sometimes blog posts happen on, or tweets and announcements just shouldn't happen on Friday, like these sorts of things. I think now, since it looks so clean, the comms team now needs to, and really Giveth as a whole needs to figure out how do we put Giveth Trace in the comms roadmap with like the announcement that Giveth Trace is live, come to this, and where do we fit that in with the other like things that we're doing, the token, Giveth.io, and like how do they all piece together? So that's going to be like a big thing for us to start figuring out.
Mm-hmm. What's your idea about the borders and the critical issues that we have? Shall we add something for that to this version or not?
Ideally, I don't think that there's any features that we're missing. I mean, bridge stability is I guess like a nice to have, like that we were going to have like a second bridge or something, right? I mean, or are we just getting rid of the old bridge completely and revamping it? I thought we were going to have the old bridge and a new bridge. That was like something that we wanted, but we don't even, I just don't know if you're still working on that.
Second bridge for what do you mean second bridge? Is for syslove token, or you mean?
No.
Oh, refactoring the current one?
Yeah.
No, I didn't refactor. I read the code about what was the bridge. the bridge for the exile, Omni Bridge, something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I read the code of that, and I didn't see any better, any higher level implementation there. So our current implementation maybe is the best that we have. And I sent you an email. Have you seen that Infra has a service for sending transactions by gas price? I saw that Infra has a service for sending transaction, and it manages gas price. I guess I read just an introduction, but I guess maybe adopting that service is a cool idea.
That would
We
be
can
a
talk.
super cool idea.
Yeah, we can talk about it later. But the point
Yeah.
is that the current issue in the bridge is that you set a gas price for transaction and gas goes up. And
Mhm.
what happens? I don't know. If you restart the server, it doesn't have any idea about the previous one, and after that, the recipient of the transaction cannot be fetched.
Yeah.
I guess. Ethereum says that it has been replaced, but I'm not sure Web3 can give us a receipt of that. A receipt of the transaction. If we replace the transaction with the same nonce and higher gas price, I guess
We just can't use the transaction hash. We'd have to first find the transaction hash by finding the transaction that had that nonce and the address, which I think we can pull out the transaction hash. I imagine we can pull out the transaction hash somehow. But either way, we're getting into the weeds. I don't want to go too far. In general, what I'd say is, okay, go live plan. I don't know that there's any other features that we need. It's just, stability just takes time of testing, right? Like the pushing a big update, it looks like that changed a lot of things. We're playing on a kind of a dicey foundation still, so like we'll see if all these changes still work. Thank you, Ashley, for already doing some testing on it and develop. And then when it goes live, we'll have these changes, and assuming that payments are never blocked for a month, then we're good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So can we release our application before token and other services, or we should wait to launch all of them together? Okay.
No, I think we can. I would think that it would be better to launch the application before the token.
Good. And what about the domain? Giveth.trace is good. Giveth.trace or trace.giveth.io. Which one do you prefer?
I'll let the comms people talk about these things.
Yeah. About that, I just, I think Lauren and Ashley can remember. It was 4 or 6 questions that I posted on the communication channel about. One of them was about the subdomain or domain, and or the plan of doing marketing or some stuff like this. And I just create an issue about the finalized communication plan. And we have Epic. That's one of them is finalize the first live version features. Include all of this that I think we have to work on it in this sprint, and to set the borders and the things that are missed. And another one is that's related to communication team. I just want to ask, can I assign it to any of you, Lauren or Ashley?
Yeah, you can assign it to me.
Oh, you're
Jinx.
too fast.
I have to unmute twice. You can put us both, because we're both going to be working on it anyway, and I'll bring it also to the comms meeting. And yeah, put us both, because then we can both keep eyes.
Yeah. Thank you. And can you remember about the items of this plan? And in a matter of the fact, we already need your feedback about hey, Trace team, I want this for going live. We have to plan for it because it's definitely lasts more than one sprint. So your feedback is very vital right now.
I can't imagine that there's going to be so much that the comms team is going to need from you. It's really just work that they need to do and coordinate with everything else and timing. You know, if we're launching the token, when does that go out? And, you know, it's like we don't want to launch 4 big things in 1 week. You know, maybe, you know, we just have to figure out like, okay, because so much is happening. Gardens, I don't know if you guys have seen. In fact, please DM me an address so you can go play with Giveth Gardens and on Rinkeby, and you can actually, like, our voting thing is up. We're doing the airdrop tests. We're going to have all the Give the token stuff on Rinkeby within the next 2 weeks and be testing the whole give back scene and everything. So, like, so many things just have to be put into place. You know, we just, you know, and it'll be like, okay, how do we want to escalate this comms roadmap? And it's like, okay, Trace is done, it's ready, and now we have to see where does this fit in and where do we want to place it. Maybe we'll try to rush it. Maybe we'll be like, no, hey, you know, it's only been like 20 days, but like we really need to, if we want to get it out, let's do it now, you know. That, like, so we'll see. We'll just have to look at all the puzzle pieces and put them together.
It might be related to kind of you know, operations. For example, the preferred subdomain or domain, we have to do some you know, about to making redirect things or change something at the backend. And we also have 2 other epics that I think Amin once said it might be essentials for going live. One of them was the redesign. Also, Mitch said at 2 last sessions that the design of the homepage is kind of old and we have to change it. It's outdated. And also the community page and the campaign page and the trace page. You know, our models are up to date with new designs, but these pages are kind of old design. We have this epic. I mean, once I remember said it's better to have this and then go live. And about the management and dashboard overhaul, you know, at this part, it's all outdated here. If you take a look at this.
Yeah, the management needs a lot of work. We haven't even really barely touched that since we've had the team in full force here. So that needs a lot of rethought. But I don't think it's a blocker for launch. You know, the people who want to raise money, we need to give them a better user experience, of course. You know, but like it's not. Those are the power users, and you know, most people just need to be able to donate, and the people that are receiving money, they have more incentive to have less of a user experience. But because it's functional, it works, and you know, we can provide support and get a lot of user feedback on how to make it better. You know, I mean, right now I'm basically the main person managing any campaigns. So like we don't have users for that yet.
Okay. And about the security issues, I just want to ask the team members talk about it. In my experience, before going live, someone just tested it in this, you know, kind of penetration test or, you know, hack test. It might be essential, but I'm not very sure that the developers can say it more clear. Do you have something to add about it, Amy, Mohammed?
You know, most of the money is essentially the most precious asset we have, and the Giveth race is all implemented. The money circulation is on smart contracts, so hack doesn't have any meaning. We have some metadata on Feather. We get backups every day, I guess, every 6 hours, and database can be recovered. maybe we lost 1 day or 6 hours. It's not a big matter, I guess. And so security vulnerability is not a big issue here. We have some dependency. We have upgraded most of them, few of them. It's not a big deal to upgrade those. So security, I'm not so concerned about security. We have patched lots of, we have patched Fedora server. Of course, security is not something that you say we are 100% secure. It's yeah, the nature of security. But I guess it's not. It doesn't block us. And the point is that if when we change the URL from beta to trace, I don't think that the avalanche of users will drop in our page, and we have yeah, stop us. We can do it, I guess, if we don't have any issue for 1 month. I guess these updates on develop should. Griff, do you think that we should merge the current state of develop to beta for this month, and you test your payment on it? Because the last 2 weeks change has not been deployed on beta, and you will have some payments this week.
Yeah, up to you guys when you think it's been tested well enough and you're not finding bugs with, like, you know, I don't know how much it's been tested, all these changes. I just know whenever we touch a lot of code, you know, a lot of things go wrong. I'm okay. This should be a fine month to, you know, gamble a little bit if you want and merge a little early. But, like, you know, I would love it if Mitch offered earlier to do some testing, and Ashley is doing some testing. And you know, like if and maybe the developers and Lauren, anyone who wants to, you know, just make sure that everyone can still get paid. Let's do a sesh on it.
Yeah, we can. We are a 24/7 team. We are asleep, you are alive, you are awake, and you can test it. So if you do it, if you have time this week, today, and give us feedback, and there isn't any major issue, we can launch it tomorrow. I don't know, Lauren, Ashley, Mitch, do you have time today to test it and we make it release? The latest test on the developer release on the beta for tomorrow. Do you have time today?
Yeah, if you move everything that you need to be tested into the UAT test pipeline.
Yeah, just overall test. Do donation, delegation, define campaigns, define community, do every casual test that you do to see whether
I can give you a list.
There's a test flow somewhere that I can look at?
I can give you.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, all good.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm so excited to make it application release.
So, Amin and team members, don't you need any kind of operation things? For example, the servers, kind of all things that related to ops.
I prefer to define a stronger servers for for beta for Giveth trace. You know, we have a server who is hosting 3 services: Feathers, Bridge Monitor, and DApp Mailer. I guess that 3 are hosted on a single server. We may define another server, and you know that server also serves the CSV. CSV is an intensive task, and everyone wants to generate a CSV. It's a heavy task that may make the other user slow. So maybe we will define a new server, and it's not a big deal right now. We can do it later. No, we can do it in the next week, in the next sprint. So we just want to test the software today, and after after we are sure that it's stable, we can just upgrade the server. Just that.
Okay, I just put this issue to think about it later, but I don't want to miss it because I think before lunch you need it. Is it okay? Am I right?
It's not it doesn't block lunch. It doesn't block lunch.
Mhm. So, what do you think we need before go?
New domain, new
out of the
domains, and
yeah,
I guess new domain.
just new domain.
Yeah.
So we can do it sooner than end of June, I think.
End of June is yeah, you can do it. We doesn't have much implementation remained. Let's see the board.
I can bring these two epics for the next sprint, but I prefer not to do it right now. And about the streamings, I think we done all the things. About the traces, it's done. The video attaching is done. Just two tiny issues on updating on comments. About the proposed milestone redesign, it's done. Search bar, it's done 90%. All of the major things are done, but except these two, management dashboard and the redesign, and also kind of security. But without these, I think we can don't have any planning for the next sprint and just try to do Kanban and hear from the testers and hot fix it right after the bug is reported, and plan to go live at the end of this sprint or even at the end of this week.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, I agree.
Don't you want to take a look at the product backlog?
I'm seeing it. Great, so
Oh, sad. Giveth trace is not possible. No matter of the fact, I love Giveth trace.
yeah, I prefer Giveth trace. I definitely love the Giveth trace. The unique name.
Ah, there it is. Yeah, it's so unique that no one has a .trace domain because it doesn't exist, unfortunately. So
No.
so it makes it really unique. But yeah, we'll have to. I mean, I assume it's just trace.giveth.io, but we'll see if we can come up with something better.
Yeah.
How about trace.giveth.crypto?
What was that? Say that again.
Trace.giveth.crypto.
.crypto.
Yeah.
Is there a what is that? Is there a .crypto? TLD?
Yeah, the crypto domains are on the blockchain ownership.
Oh yeah. Is that who is that? Unstoppable?
Yeah.
Cool. I mean, we have giv.eth.
Fine. giv.eth, trace.giv.eth.
I mean, we can also do give.eth/trace.
Slash is not very, winning word. Winning.
Yeah, I hear that.
Okay. So if we take a look at our quarterly plan, in this at the second quarter, we have to go live and being stable, especially on gas issues. At the third quarter, we have to do some improvement in UI UX. So we can put this Epic for the third quarter, the redesign, and also the management dashboard. We can wait for the quarter 3.
Probably, if that, since that's our next UI UX improvements, we might want to make it a little bit easier for people to report issues. You know, the report issue on GitHub thing is like, I love it, but I'm used to GitHub, you know? So for us, it's really easy, but for maybe other users, they would prefer, like, you know, a nice little suggestion feedback form or something like that. That's a little, that can auto-generate a GitHub issue or however you guys want to play it. But especially if and it would make a lot of sense when we go live that we make it really easy for users to give feedback. I think the guys in the Giveth.io has designed it. Am I right? Yeah, I think I think that just links you to a GitHub issue still. Is that true, Mitch or Ashley?
Kaya's worked, like the support page is ready to go once they migrate to Next, but I think they've been waiting to just implement it till then. But I have the forms created and the zaps created, so everything's ready to go once the developers are ready to implement it. And the designs, Marco made the design and everything. So the contact page is looking good over there.
Nice. So then,
can
I guess
we use it? I mean, can we use it? Can we use their code on our front page or not?
Use what? Sorry, the page on the US2?
Yes, there's just a simple form to get to report suggestions. And I prefer both of them being just single point of reporting. Me as a product owner.
Hopefully that's designed by React. But I'm not sure the libraries that they use and the one. Of course, it's importable because that's React.
Okay, I investigate about it. I assign it to myself.
I'll put a link to the issue that we've been discussing and showing the designs and stuff here in the chat. So this is the Giveth 2 issue around collecting feedback, prioritizing it, and everything. So you feel free to look in there.
And can we see the latest result here?
Yeah, so there's where Marco, like I made a little, this was just a little mock-up that I made, but hold on, there's another, it links to another issue within that issue where Marco actually posted the mock-up.
So it's mock. Okay. Obviously,
yeah, their design for new support page should have his mock-up in it.
So it's not on the next.giveth.io yet?
Not yet, no.
Okay, any other suggestions or feedbacks about our next sprint?
I just wanted to talk with Griff about an issue that we have. I don't know whether it's possible to fix it or not.
Oh.
Yeah, Griff, we have a delegation from DAG to a milestone, and the user has not confirmed or vetoed that. Okay. And before 3 days, the milestone is canceled. And the money is not normalizable.
Really?
I guess so. Yeah.
No.
It cannot be normalized. We have such case in the develop.
I mean, maybe we have to go through the smart contract and find what lever we have to push, because I'm sure we can I mean, the thing is, it never was moved, right? So that the pledge's status just needs to be reverted back to something else. And who do you know what campaign was it in? Is it in one of mine?
I have a pledge number. Mohammed was working on it. It's on develop, not on beta. It's on test environment.
Nice.
So it's not a big deal.
Is it that issue or not? I mean, that we can't reproduce it.
We cannot. No, it's another thing.
Okay.
I cannot reproduce it.
That's really interesting. That's a nice find on that edge case. I'm pretty confident that the pledge status should be able to be reverted, I would think, by the user. Like, that the person who owns the pledge, the campaign manager in this case, I would think, or it's
from a day. Yeah,
the DAC manager, I would think, I'd have to go look at the smart contracts, but should be able to change the status back to it. If it doesn't, it may not normalize, but they should
maybe
be
giver. I thought the giver has
the giver can pull the money back.
Yeah.
And the giver can stop it from being delegated. But the giver the giver might also have that power, but we can't expect the giver to do anything. So if it does, then we're screwed. In the end, if that's this case, then we have a lot of problems, because we can't expect a donor to want to be like, oh hey, come into Block Scout and or Etherscan and let me walk you through how we can unlock your money.
Yeah, I should investigate it. I try to normalize that, and the transaction is reverted. I cannot normalize that pledge.
That's really interesting.
I couldn't find a like. I'm not so expert on Solidity yet to see what's the like, to see what has happened and which line has been.
No, well, unfortunately, we're using such an old version of Solidity that's we can't even do that. I'm sorry. Yeah, new Solidity can do that. This one doesn't.
Yeah. We are to whole over. I don't know. We haven't scheduled for the next spring.
Do you want to have a little hack session on this, and we just hunt it down?
Of course, it's good.
It sounds like
send the pledge ID.
I sent.
Let's pick a morning slot, and we'll do it over DM. And one of my morning slots, I mean, and we'll do it over DM.
Of course, you can take the liberty to find a position. I am available. Just not tomorrow, but after that, I'm available.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments? No.
I hope this session was not boring. So, like the previous one. Thank you.
I hope so. Okay, thank you everybody. Thank you for joining this meeting. I gonna send you the test cases and the test scenarios, and let's go and test the product. I think we don't plan for the current sprint. Just take a look at the box, and we're waiting for you for a couple of days. And after that, if we see that there's no need to, that there is not a big major bugs, we can change the plan and go live and do the operations to being live. So we'll see each other at the next sprint, next meeting that we have, and then we think about the planning for our next sprint. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Have a-
Great work. Amazing work this sprint, guys. Nice work.
Thank you.
Team.
Thank